Well, hey everybody. I just wanted to give you an update at the end of week one, short week one. But I wanted to say thank you all very much for getting in there and getting started. I think this is the first class I've had that's gotten in there and gotten things going so quickly. Seems like you guys are finding things and getting started and working really well so far. So I very much appreciate what a great group you are so far. Um, I just wanted to go over a few things. This video probably won't be as long as the last one. Just a quick review of Blackboard. I think most people are finding stuff, but just in case, if you're still not sure where to find things, if you haven't, click on Start Here. That's where the first video, kind of an overview of the course was, but that gives you a lot of general information. Announcements, I did put one announcement in. I'll probably put another one here in a little while. We don't use the calendar, the syllabus. Make sure you look at that if you haven't yet. Now, content is very important. This is where you know all the work that you need to do. So if you haven't clicked on the content link, make sure you do that. And then you click on each folder, and that gives you information for what's going on. Now, I wanted to, while I'm here, I just wanted to say you might want to look ahead, like, when you're working on week one, kind of look ahead to week two, and then when you're working on week two, look ahead to week three. And just to give you a little bit of heads up, week three, we'll be doing chapter 2 and 3 in the Applin text, which will actually have you doing some coding, and that scares some people. But it's very basic, and he explains it all kind of step by step. And probably the most important thing is that you'll get full credit for doing the coding if you just get in there and do your best. It's not like you have to get the right answer. It's not like a math problem where everything has to come out perfect. So don't worry about that. It's just a matter of going through, practicing, learning a little about it, just kind of seeing what it's all like. But I would encourage you to look ahead to week three, because it's not the kind of thing, it will take you a little bit of time. Especially if if you've never done this kind of thing before. So look ahead and plan accordingly. The discussion forum is where we'll post most everything. I think everybody's doing pretty good in there. Updates, you are required to post something at least once a week in the updates. This just kind of helps us, hear from everybody, know everybody's out there, get you to come in, and so everybody says at least something, once a week. And that can be pretty much anything. You can post about something that I've posted or somebody else has posted. You can post your own thing, or you can just post on something completely unrelated to anything else we've talked about. And I even tell students, if you can't think of anything at all to say, just say, hey, I'm here, or hey, the weather's nice, or just anything. The website project ideas, you guys are doing really good on that. Now, what I'll do is I'll respond and answer questions, and as soon as you've got a good project idea, I'll go ahead and give you the points for that assignment. So we'll keep working on that. But if I don't give you points and I've asked you questions, that's just because we need to talk about it a little bit more. Somebody did ask, can you do a blog? You can do blogs. We're going to be focusing on websites a lot, but nowadays websites a very broad, generic kind of term. You've got your more traditional websites, you've got very interactive sites, you've got Facebook sites, you've got blogs, you've got Instagrams. But they're just so many different kinds of versions these days. So, a blog site would be okay for you to do an analysis of. The questions will apply a little bit differently, but it's still will definitely work. You could even think about some kind of an application on your phone, your mobile devices, because there's a lot of stuff we've got to think about nowadays that, it's moving more and more to where we interact with those things through our mobile devices. So maybe there's a site you use or something you do things with that's something you do through your phone. So that's all going really well. So just like anything, just keep asking questions. We'll figure it out. I am looking for some possibilities out there, and I'll let you know as soon as I come up with some of those. Talk a minute about the blog. Looks like you guys did a fabulous job with the getting to know each other part one. And again, I apologize about Blackboard's not that great with some of these activities. There may be other platforms, applications out there that would work better for an activity like this. And I'm all for using, the tools that work. But, one of the decisions I have to make as a teacher is if I say to you guys, well, let's do this in Google Groups, or let's do it in, I don't know, there are other applications. Sometimes students don't want to go and set up those accounts, or it may be harder for them to do that kind of thing. And everybody has access to Blackboard, so I just kind of try to do the best that we can with Blackboard. And Blackboard's it's a course management system. It's not the greatest in the world, but we try to make it work. But I think for the activity, I think it worked okay in terms of you guys finding out some very interesting and neat things about each other. I know there were a couple of questions that looked like it was going to be hard to find somebody to fit into those categories, but I think y'all were able to answer all of them. It looked like to me that Sierra and Josephine were the ones who posted complete list, the first ones to do that. So I'll probably give them extra credit unless there's somebody out there that I missed. So if somebody else posted early, just let me know. You don't have to post a complete list, just as long as you got in there and participated. That's the main thing. So if you haven't done anything for that activity, get in there tonight and post something so you can at least get some credit. But I think the activity did well, but we're pretty much through with that. We'll do another one for next week, a little less active, but hopefully will still give us something to kind of learn who we are a little bit more. Let's see. I made myself a list here so I wouldn't forget. Oh, options for responding. Going back to the assignments. No, not that. Yeah. When I ask you to read and do some kind of a response, like say this chapter 1 exercise, any of the assignments like that where you're just reading and then you're gonna answer in some way, write some kind of a response about it. If you want to, you can do those in some kind of multimodal format. I've done this in other classes, and it works really well in online classes. Say if you wanted to take your phone and just video yourself giving your response, then you can, post the link to the video you create in just post the link in the Blackboard. Most people post to YouTube. That tends to be the easiest, but you may know another place to do that. Like I'm using Camtasia. That's a program I use to make these little videos. It's a screen capture program. You can see, you're not seeing me, which is fine with me. I'm showing you things on the computer. See, I can, move things around and you can see what I'm doing. Your computers have the option of video. You can video yourself. You can use pictures. You can refer to other things, maybe bring in a clip from something. You talk a little bit about that. There's not really any certain limit, but just to kind of give you an option as to just typing your answer every time. If you want to type your answer, that's fine. But some people kind of like the video response kind of thing, a podcast. Maybe just speak your answer, and then we could listen. But there's lots of options out there. So anyway, I didn't put that on all of these activities, but in general, that's something I like to throw out, and it works pretty well. And um, I think you might find that some of you might like doing that. And what I'll do is I'll post an example of one of my students from last semester. He did some really great ones, and I'll post an example of one of those just to kind of give you an idea. Creating web pages. Like I said, we're going to be creating a lot of web pages. I want to talk, and I'll post some things too about, you guys learn a lot about when you're working with things on the web, how to be safe, what to think about, and we'll talk a lot about that kind of stuff. Now, I did want to reinforce, and I wrote this in the instructions, but I wanted to reinforce and tell you here as well. You never have to post any of this stuff that we're doing online to where everybody can see it. I don't ever want you to think that that's a requirement. You do not have to do that. And I know some people aren't comfortable with that. And until you've got something that's really 100% ready to go, you don't want to do that. So you can create websites, you can create blogs, you can create all that stuff, and then share it with us, but it doesn't have to be live on the internet. So there's all kinds of options and ways to do that. You can share your files that you're working on. I've kind of got the instructions for this. You can take screenshots of what you're creating, whatever program you're using to create your site. You can take screenshots and, put those in a file, and we can look at those. Most of the programs that you use to create a website or a blog or, some kind of online application will give you the option of letting a limited number of people view your files. They won't be out on the internet, but you'll be giving people access to view. And they do that for good reason. You always want to have people give feedback, and when you're doing this out in the real world, you're going to, be doing it with a bunch of people, and you're going to need a bunch of people to look at what you're working on. So whatever you use, WordPress, Wix, whatever programs you think about using, always look for that option. And we'll talk a lot more about this as we go, and everybody will help everybody and give everybody tips. But I just wanted to make sure that you know and understand that's not a requirement. You don't have to do that. Okay, talked about that. Okay, I won't go into much more detail. I just wanted to go over a couple of quick things, but I just wanted to show you kind of an example that goes along with what we're talking about writing for the web. Like I talked about earlier, we've got web pages, we've got things we do on our mobile devices, we've got blogs, we've got Facebook postings, we've got Instagram postings, and on and on and on. This is a survey that I'm working on that's part of some research that I'm doing with some other colleagues. And you can see the cue here. The program that I'm using is called Qualtrics, and it's a program that you create surveys with. And this view you're seeing here, this is the preview. So as I'm working on the survey, as I'm creating it and putting it together, I can click on the preview, and then it shows me this, and I can look and see, what my survey's looking like, what it's looking like. That sounds kind of funny. Anyway, I wanted to show you this because I thought it was really neat. You can see here, this is what the survey looks like when somebody pulls it up on the internet to take it. But then they're also showing me over here, if somebody pulls it up on the internet through their mobile device, then this is what it looks like over here. So I thought that was pretty neat because, like I said, more and more, anything you create when you're writing for, digital environments, you have to think about not just, traditional web pages and putting things on the internet that we would look at through our computers, but we've got all of our mobile applications and our ways to access information that way as well. So anyway, again, you guys are doing a great job. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for posting and doing such a good job. And please let me know if you have any questions. If anything concerns you or you have questions or you feel like you need some help, don't be out there worrying. Post your question, contact me somehow. You'll find people are very good at helping each other, with things they don't know how to do. So I just want to encourage you. So thank you very much, and you can stop watching now. It always takes me a minute or two to turn off the Camtasia program. So I'll see you again next week.